guys, welcome to Bible Breakdown. We're doing Psalm 141. The psalm is titled Protection from Sin and Sinners, a Psalm of David. So I have a few points for the psalm. For verses 1 and 2, I wrote that it reminds me of a child crying out to their parent in distress. David is in a desperate need of God's help and is hoping he hears him loud and clear. Verse 1 says, Lord, I call on you. Hurry to help me. Listen to my voice when I call on you. So that's his cry out to the Lord. And then moving on to verses 3 and 4, I wrote that it's a prayer against the influence of the wicked. He wants no association to the things that they do or say. I honestly feel like those two verses are like great prayer points that we should include. I'm going to just read it. So it says, Lord, set up a guard for my mouth. Keep watch at the door of my lips. Do not let my heart turn to any evil thing or perform wicked acts with evildoers. Do not let me feast on their delicacies. Saying these words over you can definitely steer you into the right direction. Then for verse 5, I wrote that it's showing us to embrace the ways of the righteous and allowing it to take over. So it's kind of like a rebuttal to verses 3 and 4. It's like, hey, I want to stay away from the wicked. But with that being said, allow the righteousness to be filled inside me. Then moving on to verses 6 and 7. So I read from a CSB version when I do Bible breakdown because I read from the She Reads Truth Bible. But I just was not understanding this translation at all. So I had to read the NIV version. And from that, I wrote that a time will come when the downfall of the evildoers comes to pass and the words of the righteous will make more sense to them. After reading the NIV version, this version made a little bit more sense. More specifically, verse 6, it says, when their rulers will be thrown off the sides of a cliff, the people will listen to my words, for they are pleasing. I feel like it shows when they're not corrupt by what the evildoers are saying, when they're not influenced by what evildoers are doing, then it's these words of the righteous will make more sense. And then to end the chapter for verses 8 to 10, I wrote that it's showing us to find safety in the Lord in the midst of being in an unideal situation and being able to continue unharmed while the evil self-sabotages. Just to read the section, it says, but my eyes look to you, Lord, my Lord. I seek refuge in you. Do not let me die. Protect me from the trap they have set for me and from the snares of evildoers. Let the wicked fall into their own nets while I pass by safely. So the highlights from that section, they're seeking refuge and protection and just hoping that the evildoers are responsible for their own downfall. But that is all I have for you guys. That is the end of the psalm. I will see you guys tomorrow for Psalm 142. I love y'all. God loves y'all more. Have a great night.